Good day, everyone. This is Rhoda, and I'll be reporting for Module 4 of our course, Dev 208 Communication, Social Marketing, and Social Mobilization, particularly all about the media for social marketing and social mobilization, the five functions of effective social marketing strategy. Let's begin. In the modules thus far, we have familiarized ourselves with how social marketing and social mobilization works. And by now, we may have come to realize how social media plays a pivotal role in its implementation in our social landscape today. Social media has become a prevalent part of everyday human communication, and to ignore that in the context of social marketing and social mobilization is a huge miss on how programs could be better implemented. Cannes 2012 provides a comprehensive list of functions of social media that social marketers can utilize to ensure they are reaching their target audience. The following are to listen, analyze, engage, influence, and measure. Let us go over these functions one by one. First, we have to listen. Social networks are built on conversations. People are constantly sharing opinions, concerns, and experiences online. Because of this, social marketing does not start with speaking, it starts with listening. Brands and organizations need to pay attention to what people are saying in comment sections, posts, and discussions. This helps them understand what their audience actually needs, what confuses them, and what matters to them. It is also helpful to be familiar with three different kinds of online listening as provided by Crawford 2009. The first is background listening. This mode involves attending to a continuous stream of online messages in a distracted or peripheral way, similar to how one might listen to the radio playing in the background. Users scan or skim updates without focused attention most of the time, tuning in only occasionally to specific messages that require more concentration. This creates a sense of ambient intimacy and keeps individuals connected to others' everyday lives without intense engagement. The second, we have reciprocal listening. This mode is characterized by active and engaged listening, where individuals respond and interact with others, fostering a mutual exchange. It involves attentiveness and a social presence where users are genuinely hearing and acknowledging others' communications, such as in social or political conversations, where interactions are expected to be two-way. And lastly, delegated listening. In this mode, listening is outsourced or performed on behalf of someone else, such as when politicians or corporations hire staff or use professionals to manage and maintain their social media presence. These modes highlight different levels and qualities of attentiveness and presence in social media environments. And all in all, in social marketing, listening means treating social media not just as a broadcast platform, but as a space for insight. After listening to conversations, the next step is to make sense of the information. Not all platforms work the same way, so organizations need to analyze data differently, depending on whether it's Facebook, TikTok, or Twitter or X today. This includes looking at patterns. What type of content people engage with, what posts get shared, and what topics generate discussion. To analysis transforms raw conversations into actionable insights that guide our strategy. As according to Hansen et al. 2012, and I quote, traces of activity left by social media users can shed light on individual behavior, social relationships, and community efficacy. Tools and processes to make sense of social traces are essential for enabling practitioners to study and nurture meaningful and sustainable social interaction. The third function is engage. Once you understand your audience, you can start interacting with them in a meaningful way. Engagement is not just about posting, it's about creating content that people respond to, share, and relate to. It also involves deciding when to post, how often to post, and what tone to use in posting. The key idea here is that engagement turns communication into a two-way process. Instead of just delivering messages, organizations create opportunities for people to participate. Fourth is influence. As engagement increases, something important happens. Your audience can become your advocates. When people have positive interactions with a campaign, they are more likely to share it, talk about it, and even promote it within their own networks. This is what we call influence. Not just influencing individuals, but enabling individuals to influence others. Influence, therefore, is about building a community of supporters who help carry the message forward. Finally, we have measure, which is considered the most important function. Measurement allows us to evaluate whether the campaign is actually working. This includes tracking engagement metrics like likes, shares, and comments, as well as deeper outcomes such as behavior change and audience participation. In social media, measurement also helps us see how many people moved beyond just viewing content to actually sharing and promoting it, essentially becoming influencers themselves. So, measurement closes the loop. It tells us what worked, what didn't, and how we can improve. To summarize, Cannes framework shows that effective social marketing is not linear, but cyclical. Organizations must continuously listen, analyze, engage, influence, and measure in order to create meaningful and sustained impact in the digital space. To see it more in application, let us take a look at one of the most prominent social marketing stints during the pandemic, and that is the Department of Health's #Bida Solusyon sa COVID-19 campaign. Given the circumstances surrounding the launch of this campaign, where quarantines are still in place and social marketing messages mainly flow through the internet, this is a prime example of how Kant's framework may serve such projects. Under Kant's definition of listening, it is about tracking what people are saying across social platforms. In the case of #Bida, the DOH monitored public discourse on platforms like Facebook and Twitter, where Filipinos actively discussed confusion about health protocols, misinformation about COVID-19, frustration towards inconsistent policies, and the campaign's inclusion of alamin ang tamang impormasyon reflects awareness of online misinformation trends, which were highly visible in comment sections and shared posts at this time. Public reactions, like skepticism, humor, resistance, shaped how messaging was framed. It was less technical and more relatable. Now, Can also emphasizes that each platform requires different analytical approaches, that is for analyze. So, in the case of #Bida, Facebook, which was the primary platform in the Philippines, analysis focused on shares, comments, and reach of infographics and videos. They identified that visual, short form content performs better. And for TikTok and short video platforms, the rise of dance trends and short clips influenced the use of simplified and repeatable messaging. On Twitter, they're used to track public sentiment and trending discussions, including criticism. And from this, DOH refined its approach. They simplified messaging into memorable acronyms, and that is BIDA, BIDA, focused on highly shareable content formats, whether those are posters or short clips. And analysis here is platform sensitive, understanding how Filipinos behave differently across social media ecosystems. Now, Can frames engagement as using insights to determine content timing and frequency. In BIDA or #BIDA, the content strategy included regular Facebook posts with consistent branding, that is the #BIDA solution. Infographics and short videos optimize for mobile users. Timely posts aligned with policy updates or spikes in cases. Engagement was amplified through influencers, as we can see here with celebrities like Alden Richards. LGU pages were reposting and localizing content with a consistent messaging tone that is positive and empowering rather than punitive. Now, Can also highlights that influence emerges when engaged users become promoters themselves. In this campaign, they explicitly positioned individuals as bida, or in our language, it means heroes or advocates. This framing encouraged users to share posts voluntarily, communities to enforce norms, that is, to wear their masks regularly, influencers and ordinary users alike, they posted their own versions of beta behaviors. This reinforced messaging through peer networks. For Can, measurement is about evaluating engagement levels, conversion into influencers. Now, in BIDA, metrics likely included reach and impressions of DOH posts, engagement rates like shares, comments, hashtag usage like the hashtag BIDA solution. More importantly, evidence of conversion into influencers. This are when users reshare their content and LGUs and organizations adopt the campaign and integrate it into everyday discourse. The campaign's expansion into Bida Solution Plus vaccination campaigns, this suggests that measurements results in informed campaign scaling and iteration. So, through Can's social media framework, hashtag Bida Solution demonstrates the five different functions of social media and how can they be applied in our social marketing strategies. So, to add more to this, here are my discussion prompts, which I hope I can talk with you more about in the comments. So please feel free to drop your answers down below. Thank you so much in advance for listening. Here are my references. I'll see you in the comment section. Thank you.